Hey everybody, let's talk about the overview of anatomy and physiology Wednesday warm-up questions. Here we go. So we are continuing with our describe the function and give an example. The cardiovascular system, we talked about that on Tuesday. So this is an example of repeating some things that we've learned, kind of overlapping. There's a lot to talk about with cardiovascular system. It is the blood vessels, the veins bringing blood to our heart, and our arteries bringing blood away from our heart. Our heart is the pump. It's the pump that pumps the blood. It's got the four chambers. Some are receiving, some are sending. The heart is a great example of cardiovascular system organ. Don't forget about the capillaries, though. The capillaries, these little tiny, in almost every square inch of your body, you have these tiny little blood vessels that aren't veins or arteries. They're not taking blood away or from. They're kind of just dumping blood stuff on your cells. It's this gushy, messy, sponge drippy situation in all your organs. And so you give them oxygen and nutrients. You pick up carbon dioxide and waste. You drop off chemical signals and hormones. You drop off ions and pick them up. It's all this amazing stuff is going on at the capillary level. That's the business end. If there are two business ends, it's the capillaries in your cells and the heart in your periastin, the mediastinum, the center of your chest. And then also another business center is your lungs, where you're picking up oxygen. So there's so much, it's all a business. Don't even worry about it. So let's move on to number 2. Describe the function of the lymphatic system. This might be the only system that you probably, I don't mean to assume you don't know it, but this is one that most people are like, lymphatic, I know all the others. What is lymphatic? So lymphatic, remember I just said that your cardiovascular system, when it delivers your blood to your cells, it's not this tube that sticks in a cell. It's this porous, almost sponge capillary that dumps goop all over your cell. And most of that goop gets in your cell. It's got the oxygen and the nutrients, everything it needs. But a lot of that goop is outside of your cells. It's called interstitial space. It's between your tissues. It's between your cells. You have this whole part of your body, that this type of tissue that's just kind of empty storage space for lymph. Lymph is the fluid that leaks out of your blood vessels, and your lymphatic system is there to return that to your heart so that it can be put back in your blood and then pushed back out as blood. So you drop a lot of that liquid. That liquid has debris, it has nutrients and waste. It has a bunch of stuff in it. It also has bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungal spores, all kinds of stuff that your body needs to clean before it puts it back in your heart and sends that out as clean blood. So your lymphatic system is where your white blood cells are. Your white blood cells, or the cells that are responsible for immunity, your antibody producing cells. You've heard antibodies a lot, I'm sure. Antibody producing cells are in your lymphatic system. Yes, they're also everywhere, but think of this as kind of the home base for your white blood cells. They go everywhere in your body, but this is where they gather. This is where they start. This is where they fight infections before that lymph gets to your heart. And lymph nodes are these little battlegrounds on the way from your left pinky to your heart. Along the way, there's these checkpoints, and white blood cells are cleaning debris and fighting bacteria and killing viruses and cleaning that lymph so that by the time it gets to your heart, it's nice and clean, ready to be added to blood. So the lymphatic system disinfects your blood. If the cardiovascular system pumps your blood, transports your blood, the lymphatic system disinfects your blood. So respiratory system is your lungs. It supplies oxygen to your blood, and then your blood supplies oxygen to your body, and it gets rid of CO2. So breathe in, you breathe in oxygen and put it in your blood and then pump that out to your body. You breathe out CO2 because your blood has brought that waste product into your lungs. So it brings in good stuff and gets out bad stuff. And an example of the respiratory system organ would be your lungs. You got two of them probably, and that's a great example of an organ. All right, finally, the digestive system is for digestion. It breaks down food into absorbable units. So it starts with your teeth and ends with your anal sphincter. And that whole tube is called the alimentary canal. So this right here, all the way down, that's called your alimentary canal or your GI tract, gastrointestinal tract. And it breaks food down mechanically, chemically, all kinds of cool stuff. It also eliminates waste. So it eliminates stuff that you can't break down and absorb. So if 100% of your food isn't absorbable, you don't absorb the nutrients, or it might not just be there in time. So you try to absorb it as best you can along that 25-foot small intestine. And if you don't absorb it, you get rid of it. A good example would be the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine. These are all digestive system organs. The urinary system, guess what's made in the urinary system? Urine. So your urinary system starts with your kidneys. It really starts with your blood. So your kidneys are filtering your blood, and they are getting nitrogenous waste out of your blood. They're balancing your blood water levels. They're balancing your blood salt levels. Your kidneys do so much. That's why you have two. You can survive with one, but we have two so that we can, you need one. You need at least one. So if one breaks down because of disease or damage, you have another one because they're that important. They filter your blood constantly, and they produce clean blood and urine. So clean blood goes back into the body one way. Urine goes out through the ureters in the urinary bladder, and then you micturate it or urinate. You eliminate it outside of your body. So it does a lot more than just make urine. It kind of filters your blood and turns it into clean blood and everything that makes dirty blood unclean. And your kidneys are a great example of a urinary system organ. All right, good luck. See you tomorrow.